I don't know if you're tired of it or not. Hey y'all, APG Jamie here. And today we've gone back to elementary school, aka grade school, where you traced your hands and then you're going to make a turkey out of it. No, that's not what we're doing. We're going to use alcohol inks. That's what I was saying. Are you tired of that one? No, don't be tired of it. Anyway, and shrink dink plastic graphics. Y'all have a lot of that stuff. I bought it way back, and it had like 1,000,000 pages in the package. It was next to nothing. I can't even imagine how much it costs now. Anyway, like, let's use it. Actually, there was someone in one of the groups. Hang on, let me go see if I can find who it is. Okay, was in Maker's Mixed Media Facebook group, and her name is Sandy Franklin. She had done some hairdo lollers with shrink plastic, okay? And she showed a picture of a hand, and it had little danglies off the fingers and all this stuff. She might have told me how she did it. I don't know. I just saw the picture, and I'm like, I'm running with that, okay? So, y'all saw me trace my hand out. I went and scanned it on my scanner printer thingy, resized it into 3 different sizes, okay? Because I'm thinking charms, shrinking hands, embellishment effects. I love that hashtag, y'all. Embellishment effects, charms. So we're alcohol inking the shrink plastic. I used alcohol marker to trace out the hand, okay, on the opposite side of the plastic, because it's alcohol based. So if you put alcohol based inks on top of alcohol pen, it's all going to melt together. So you do one on one side and one on the other, okay? So we're just doing that, and I do what? Couple different pages, and y'all, I had some issues. There's creep factor going on, all right, in a little while later. And heat gun, y'all, that's not a heat gun. It's a blow dryer on cool, because this shrink plastic, we don't want to shrink it yet. So I'm just taking my paper towel and dabbling up some of the excess there, because, alcohol ink can be a little sticky. But that's what the foil paper, the plastic paper with the pretty foiling on it, that's what it sticks to, the sticky ink. Okay. Anyway, trimming them out. Cut them all out. Fussy cut by hand. My own hands, y'all. Y'all. I'm cutting my hands out. Okay, so it's probably just funny in my head, but that's okay. You can chuckle or groan or whatever. And I guess I could have cut another 30 seconds off of this. And I don't show them all to you because, y'all know how to fussy cut. And is it not those smaller ones? Oh, they was a little difficult. And some of my fingers end up fatter than others. So, where I used the marker on the back side, I am now removing the marker because it will leave a shadow, which may or may not be a bad thing. I didn't want it, so I'm removing it with a Q-tip from the back with just some 90% isopropyl alcohol. Okay, this is that plastic piece of stuff that I got from Tanya McGuire down in the Floridas. Okay, it's very handy for using out on your alcohol ink stuff on. And so I am poking holes. If you're going to use shrink plastic and you need holes in it, put your holes in it before you shrink it. Otherwise, you won't get no holes in it without a drill. So we're going to heat this up because you can use a heat gun, y'all. Look at them fingers curl up. Oh my gosh, I'm creep factor, y'all. Y'all, this could be really creepy stuff for Halloweenage. Just saying. So, got them all bending all up. Normally, when you start to melt the shrink plastic with the heat gun like this, it does curl up, but it will flatten back out. I wasn't having that kind of luck with these fingers, y'all. When they got a little intertwined, they were like, oh no, we're not letting loose. We're holding on. And as y'all can see, I've got a lot of circles and ovals over there because, you know, I had the scraps. You got those little scrap pieces. You might as well punch out circles and ovals or whatever little shapes you want to cut out and poke holes in them for using for charms and danglies or glue-ons or throwing a button jar. I mean, you know. And so anyway, using scissors to clip the fingers apart because it's like, oh my God, they were not wanting to come back loose from each other. I forced them to, but it's a pretty gnarly hand, y'all. I'm like, oh man, I got all these hands cut out over here. I did not do a prototype. I'm not known for doing prototypes, y'all. I know everybody we ought to, but you know. And I thought, well, let's use the bigger hand. Maybe it'd be more butter, right? So and I'm gonna put it on an acrylic block because, you know, maybe that'll help. Maybe it doesn't help. It's like, oh my gosh, these fingers of mine have a mind of their own. And I'm like, oh, keep it hot. Let's not let it get cool because it, you know, when it gets cool, it gets hard and it's hard. It's plastic, y'all. So this one came out a bit better. Let's throw this other acrylic block on top. So we're just going to go ahead and melt these teeny tiny, you know. It shrinks down to about a quarter of the size that it started from. These turned out into tiny little things, okay? So, I don't know how long do I show y'all. I don't know how long I show y'all that. Evidently a long time. Anyway, so I went back when nobody was looking and I traced out my full hand size, okay? And alcohol inked another piece of the shrink plastic, okay? Because as y'all see, I've only used one sheet so far. Oh, I guess I'll show you. Oh, well, you get to watch me alcohol ink another piece of shrink plastic, and we will trace out my full human size hand, okay? Now, I happen to have, I call it adult words big ass bone there at my wrist. You know, it's a family trait, okay, on my dad's side. Anyway, I did take that I removed it from the picture, you know, my wrist, because, you know, otherwise it just looks all knobby and stuff. And again, some of my fingers come out a little chunkier than what they really are, and they're not actually shaped perfectly, but, you know, just how you cut it. And I'm going to use the same kind of marker. Oh, look how cool that is, y'all. That's so cool in real life. That was so cool. And I'm leaving it to dry, and I'm like, don't touch it because it looks cool. It makes you happy. Get the blow dryer. And we're just going to trace out my full hand. Now I can get two from one piece of shrink plastic if you line them up just so. Okay, and again, I have some leftover bits that I'm able to cut out some little circles or whatnot. Let's put it in the toaster oven and see if it's any better. Now I'm hand holding my camera phone. You get what you get when you're doing that, okay? Okay, we're watching. I don't want to be too close with the camera because it's pretty hot. And, oh, there they go, curling up. Oh, my goodness. I'm like, oh, I hope this works. I hope this works. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is, yeah. Okay. Like I said, camera phone, holding it. Try not to be too close, trying to be close enough so we can see the action. And then at one point when I go to do another pan full, I thought I was doing video, but it was only a picture. So this is it. That's it. Here we go, back to the table. This is a single hand. It's cooling off. Pull it off pretty quick. One finger's so long. Oh, these be kind of creepy for, anyway. So each one has 2 holes in the wrist, and then each fingertip got a hole. Okay? Some of the smaller hands, that was pretty, ended up, yeah. A couple of them is not actually, they didn't get punched very well. But anyway, y'all. Don't take things so seriously. Okay? So here's some teeny tiny hands. Now this time I'm going over to the oven because they did better in the oven. Now we're going to use some of our charming charms. Okay, we're going to use one. Just going to use one. So we got these stamps, and this is one of those little Timmy folders, from the die cut, and it's from heavy cardstock. It's ivory, cream, whatever color. It's heavy cardstock. And we're going to use some of the alcohol inked wax paper. Remember that, y'all? I'll link to that video in case you don't, because it's just as interesting. It is way entertaining. Okay. Oh, no, I'm gluing over my stamped image. Wait till y'all see this. And we did learn when we first did the waxed alcohol inked waxed paper, that you want to use glue, not glue stick. Okay. Oh, y'all, this looks so cool. Anyway, really happy. Really happy with the wax paper. I got a lot of it. It's so just saying. Just in case you're wondering, one sheet will get you a long way. Well, depending on how you use it, I reckon. So, and I'm like, well, we just trim this off because we're going to have, that's all going to be kind of covered up down there anyway. This one's going to be, well, the last one we did, a little folder, was interesting. Anyway, trimming away the excess because we don't need all that. And like I said, it is heavy cardstock, so it's heavier than a real manila folder. Just so you know, it's true. Got my word on it. Don't look at me like that, champ. He looked at me and said that. Got my word on it. He looked at me and side eyeballed me. Anyway, we have ephemera bits. I don't necessarily know who the ephemera bits are from, okay? Because after a while, when you're doing different projects and, you try to keep it straight, but it's like, this was left on the desk, just stick it in that package or that box over there. It'll be all right. They all just kind of grow together. Anyway. And I think I do other stamped images. And we've got die cuts, and we're just piddling around making a project to use our shrinking hands embellishment effects on. Y'all, it's the name of the game. Embellishment effects. I love that hashtag. Oh, I should put it on a t-shirt. Oh my gosh, I should put it on a t-shirt. It's copyrighted, y'all. Anyway, embellishment effects. You can use that hashtag. Anyway, so we're going to glue our wax paper on this too. I should have just covered the whole thing instead of, because it's going to fold over and it's going to become a tuck pocket spot. Tuck pocket tuck spot. Well, you know what I mean. If you don't know what I mean, then you need to pay special attention so you can see what I mean. Okay? Okay, trimming it all up. Gluing down little loose edges. You want to make sure your edges are glued because you don't want anything to accidentally get pulled up or pulled off or whatever. You know, looks so stinking cool, y'all. It just does. Okay? It just made me happy. Happy, happy, happy. So now we're going to glue this into the folder. Okay? Because every folder needs a tuck spot pocket thing. All right? I'm like, yeah, that's the ticket. And I believe that is actually made from, that piece we just glued on is actually from a manila folder. It's not the exact color, but it's pretty close. Pretty close, pretty lady. That's how they say it in East Texas, pretty lady. And if you're buying ice cream, and the young man or the older gentleman at the cashier says, "Want some ice cream, pretty lady?" I know. It's hard not to laugh sometimes, y'all. I am down here in the pine curtain area. Anyway, here's another stamp. I tried to stick it to the block upside down, but it wasn't having nothing to do with that. So we're going to use two different colors of ink. I think I have a brown and then a green. I think it's that versafine that I got free from the versafine people. I don't know, whatever order, whatever. There may be a list of ingredients in the description box. And it's not a box anymore. Anyway, there may be a list of ingredients in the description below the video. Or may not. If you have specific questions, I will try to Atlantic-y answer them. Wiping off the stamp. So, that's going to go there. I want to put a thumb notch. I kind of want it centered-ish. I thought I was being fancy using a pencil instead of just straight up eyeballing it, y'all. I'm pretty happy with the way this pocket comes out. Just saying. We're going to do some inking. Because sometimes you need to see me ink. Because sometimes I don't cut it out. This is going to be a pocket. But I haven't trimmed anything yet other than the thumb notch. I'm eyeballing that. And we're going to put some glue over here. 3 sides get glued. Makes it a pocket. 2 sides. And a little bit of a side. Make it a tuck pocket. Here's another piece of ephemera. Ephemera. And I think this is the front of this little folder. There it goes. I know it's not quite tall enough. They should have foreseen that I was going to need it taller. Anyway, that is a Timmy lady square. I don't know. Palette bits. I don't even know what they're called, y'all. Anyway, I rounded the corners. And this is a piece of round frame die cut from somewhere. Somehow. I've got one of those cards again. I like that stamp. It's so nice, y'all, to clearance. Oh, flip-flop time. Oh, I did a little closure paperclip thing, and I was showing you I was going to use the color hand that matched more butter. But when I put the jump ring through the finger, it broke the finger off. So, tuck spot, see? There's a little pocket tuck right there with the little bits glued together. Here's a little tag. Okay. The back pocket's got a tag in it. Everything slides all nice together. That's a paper clip that I thought I filmed, but I didn't. And that keeps it closed. Ta-da! Photo montage. Okay, y'all. I don't know how well the holes in these little fingertips are going to work. I don't know how long they're going to last. Okay? The little charm hanging down. But it is cool. And it tickles me. It's my own hand. Y'all know that hashtag I try to get y'all to use. No, not embellishment effects. The other one. Put a little you in it. Put a little of yourself in your work. Why not use your own photograph, your own fingerprint? Unless you're running from the law, don't use your fingerprint. Your face, okay? Thanks for watching, and happy arting, y'all. Hashtag put a little you in it.